Good morning and welcome to today's live this beautiful morning. I hope that your day is beautiful this morning. Ours is, or rather mine is, and also I believe those together with me today too. So that's why I said ours. It's a beautiful day and I hope that you're enjoying your day. I hope that your day is going well. And I saw one reaction. You did not say it, but I'm going to just introduce him so that he will show you what he just did. Engineer Tony, welcome on today.
This is the day that the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it, for the joy of the Lord is my strength.
Okay.
Yes.
So, well, he did not do what he was doing earlier on, but no problem. We can continue the show. I also have Joyce and Solomon. Good morning. It's a pleasure.
Joy of the Lord is my salvation.
Wow. Okay, so we are starting on this note. But it makes sense since we are discussing a very interesting topic. See, when life throws dirt at you. When life throws dirt at you. Interesting, I must say. So a lot of times we find that there are ups and downs in life and some people just can't bear it anymore. And sometimes life just decides to be, what is this? In the Nigerian language is waiting with this. Sometimes life just decides to do that to you and sometimes you can't bear it. But what we're talking about today is when things like this happen, when eventualities like this happen, or when circumstances like this are being thrown at you, what should you do? What should your reaction be? And how should you behave? That's what we're discussing, yeah. And Joy seems like she wants to start up the show. So.
I don't, because I don't like to be preempted. I think I will just shut up.
What?
Whether life happens, and it's happening to me right now. Life is happening to me. Life is happening. Life is happening to me right now. Even on the set, life is happening to me. But it is well.
You have to help people. Some people cannot do things for themselves.
Yes,
You have to
yes.
help them.
It's important.
Life has happened to me even on set. Life is a beautiful thing,
Says who?
It's beautiful. You
I said
sleep.
says who? I didn't say repeat yourself.
Says me. It's beautiful. And there are other options though. But you see that we're seated
What are
here.
your other options?
Lives
What are your other
are
options?
beautiful.
What are your other options?
There are people that just treat it too well. There are people that decided to quit. There are people that decided to just give up on life. Somebody said, "Oh, but this life's sweet. Oh, I cannot." Why would you go and commit suicide? So life is not without challenges.
Mm-hmm.
You sleep, you wake up. It's a beautiful day. Just look at the sun through the window, shine through your head, your face, and it's just a beautiful day. Like I'll always say, that you're alive, it means God has not given up on you. It's another opportunity to keep pushing. Don't just go through life, grow through it. But you see the point where we start seeing death.
Joyce and punchlines. Don't just go through life, grow through it.
Yes.
You used to be a rapper in secondary school, but rap a president. And I mean, it's not Christmas Carol. Joyce wanted to rap. Atafara, hey, you are disgracing the station. We stream now, it's still online. I go and watch. She stopped abruptly because I said,
But
you are disgracing the
After
station.
rapping. After rapping, you
but so let me ask this
He
question.
just
Eh,
GM, what are you trading?
but can you rap off key?
She did like
No, I'm just asking. Like, I know you can
off
sing.
here, off point. Oh,
my goodness.
the only thing amazing in the rap, I heard Jesus twice. That was all.
But
Go
so
ahead.
You tried that day. I watched.
Don't
You
go
are off
through
that
life.
music, please. Off it.
Don't go. You know one amazing thing about Joyce? She can switch to negative and switch back to positive immediately. That's one thing. You can go through life. You don't have to go through life. Grow through it. That was where you stopped.
Yes. So you see,
Just
Prudence.
forgot what she wanted to say.
Prudence was talking about death, and oftentimes I'm already experiencing it. You see the hurt, the pain, the disappointment you get when you feel people should
Applaud you.
and they don't.
Like where?
It's life that is happening to you.
Where?
when
Right.
you're pained, when people hate you, when people begin to say things about you. These are all
True.
death
Mm.
that is being thrown at you. But what do? You grow through it.
So we are the people.
No, now, but I did not call him now.
Thank
I
God
did-
we have established that we
I
are
did-
not the
I
ones.
did
Go
not
ahead.
call. I'm just saying that all these are the deaths.
These are
Mm.
dirt. Yeah.
Hurt,
Are we live?
pain.
Have we started? the show?
Let's restart the show.
Have we started?
Yes.
Okay. Let's be serious, please. Let's be
Okay.
the serious people that we are.
So the hurt, the pain, the disappointment, the hatred, the all of these things are dead. And I said life is beautiful. Last week, Engineer Tony made a very strong, vital, a take-home point. Life does not care about you. You see, 10% of what happens to you is life, but 90% is what you do about it. But a lot of times, we allow life to bring the 10% and still do the 90%. And that is why you are discouraged, you are living depressed, you're feeling the world is against you, and all of that. But if you understand that you don't have control over what life throws at you, then when it throws it, you know that your own part is what you do about it. People can make you angry, but it's up to you to be angered or to just decide not to give eyes or ears to that. There are people that will decide to hate on you. People will say all manner of things, but it's up to you to decide to give it attention or not to give it attention. That is why I say 10% of what happened to you is life that will bring it your way. But 90% of the responsibility is your own. What you make of what happened to you is up to you.
Mhm.
But a lot of the people that decide to take their life, commit suicide, the people that decide to just quit, it's not because there are no options, but they just feel, no, at this crossroad I cannot push myself forward. I would rather go back. I would rather just give up on life. And that's why they just say there's no reason to live again. It's just okay that I just commit suicide, just kill myself. It's just okay that I just end it here. And that's why they just give up.
You know where you're coming. What you just said. It just reminded me of something I read. It doesn't seem real. It's not a realistic something. So I'm just going to go ahead and say it. It was a plot of a film, actually. I saw that someone decided to commit suicide and he left a note at the end of the day, and then he met death. And that's after he committed suicide, he met death. And death said, so you decided to take your life by yourself when I was not ready to take you yet. So I'm going to make you relive your life as somebody else so that you feel the pain of that person, that your death cost the person. And this person came back to relive his life as his mother, to feel the pain that she felt, how much hurt his death cost her. And it brought him back to his thought. It's like, exactly, why did I have to cause people so much pain? Because I thought that I was pained. So a lot of times when life throws dirt at you, it gets to a time that you feel like every other thing is just about you. So every other thing around you doesn't make sense. But there are people that actually genuinely love you around. So why would you just decide to be the reason for their own hurt? You can't just say that you are I don't know why I really want to say this, but you can't just say that you want to, okay, the best thing to do is to take your life and then let's end it here. You're not ending it. Instead, you're beginning pain for somebody else.
People take that decision because they often think that they are the only ones going through that chain. But you don't even know that all of us that are living are going through. Like, the fact that we are alive, life will happen to you. It's just how you react to it. That you see some people are happy and smiling. It doesn't mean they don't have challenges.
Exactly.
But people that just decide to quit think that they are just the only ones that are going through that chain. The most successful people, when they tell you their stories, at some point, life threw death at them, but they found a way to just not look at all of that, but to keep pushing. And that's why they are where they are today.
And that's why people will say,
What causes frustration the most is you have limited or you limit life to food, clothes, and employment. When you don't get them, you feel you are frustrated. Life is throwing dirt at you. No, it's not.
Even marriage.
Yes. It's not. These days, I don't even see people eager to get married these days. I don't know, maybe I've lost touch with reality, but I think people are not keen about getting married as much as they are making it in life.
True.
Why would I sit down and start thinking, if I don't have a car, I'm suffering? If I don't earn to go and spend in the club every Friday, I'm suffering. If I don't have a babe that we can, flaunt this relationship before everybody, I am less of a human being. You see, pattern your life the way you'll be happy and live it that way. That's why you see me, ba. Anytime I say bound,
I was about to ask the meaning of that.
right? Right?
Okay.
Like right.
Okay.
So right. You see me right? Honestly, I sit down and I tell myself, look, if it's not going to make me happy, it's not worth it. If it's going to make me sad, it's not worth my attention. That's true. If it's going to make me sad, it's not worth my attention. This life that we see, people keep saying, life has done this, life has done that. Where is the life?
Life is not fair.
No, where is the life? Please, I want you to show me where life is. Or their house, give me their address. There's nothing like life. It's what you imagine that you translate as life. We're not talking about breathing, being alive. No, we're talking about this metaphor called life. There's nothing like that. There's what you create and call life. That's how it operates for you. There are people who say, I will never ever be poor in my life. Because they heard people saying it. They do not go out to work. They don't make any efforts to grow. They don't make efforts to turn money over. They don't do anything, but you hear them say things that other Christians say. I will never suffer in this life. You are lying. God is not a magician. God cannot do anything in your life. What God will do in your life, He has done it. Period. What God will do in your life, He has done it. God has given you sufficiency of grace. God has given you a body. He has put life in that body. The same brain that is in Joyce's head is the same brain that is in Solo's head. The same heart that is in your chest is the same heart that is in my chest. The same blood that is in your body is the same blood that is in my body. You have legs, I have legs. You have eyes, I have eyes. So our ability to put these things to function is what life gives us in return. So if you say life throws dirt at you, you are the one that opened the garbage can. That's true. You are the one that opened the garbage can. You are the one with the caption, dump refuse here. You are.
Sounds funny.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm now Osama, comedian. This sounds funny.
No, it's
because
it's funny, but it's deep.
You need
Yeah,
to
it's
understand
deep.
life that way, that nobody will come to your aid. Nobody. We live, especially in Nigeria, we are in times where to give you 1,000 naira from somebody is difficult. Because he's thinking, man, I'm gathering these thousands to become hundreds of thousands, eventually become millions. Right?
Yeah.
So why would I want to give you something I work hard for? You have the same strength to work the same work. You have the same energy to do the same work. You have the same hands, the same legs. Everything that I have, you have it. Why would you not use it? That's the question. Some people say, you people are privileged, you have jobs, you have this. You have, like somebody said that don't look down on those who have not made it and think they are lazy. Something like that.
Because you have a job.
Because you have a job. Auntie, uncle, if you ever posted that nonsense post, it's because you like sleeping at home. there is no way God will see your effort of looking for something and look and let you be. Do you know what? People say, I have looked for work and looked for work and looked for work, and there is no work. That's not true. You have a particular thing you want to do that you call work. And you have a particular way you want people to see what you do as work. Yesterday, we went to the peace walk, right? I was holding my camera, I was recording. Mr. Hassan held his camera, he was recording. A lot of press men were there. People were like, Kaida Kanka, like you with yourself, why won't you get some? Why do people always think that if you are doing your job, even if you are called big man, if they see you do your job, you are being belittled? No, it's my job, I'm proud of it. I had my backpack behind and I was doing what I was doing, I'm proud of it. You want me to wear big cloth and stand with? No, that's not who I am. That's who they are, it's fine. Their prosperity is seasonal, by the way. But I have a job. I'm proud of my job. If my job is holding, do you know how many people have told me, why would you go and be carrying camera when you have boys that can do it? Hey. See, there's nothing in this life that gives me joy than my work. So when you see me doing it, if you see me crying and be doing it, come and give me that advice. But if you see me happily doing it, leave me there. But we don't have that reasoning faculty. We always think, me like this graduate, I should go and be a waitress in a restaurant and be collecting 20,000. You will sit down at home and not know the value of going to work every day. Maybe that is the job that God has sent your way, so that He will see your diligence and send a governor to come and eat in that restaurant and find you there. But we always look at the now. We don't think, so God, while I do this, I'm praying for something better. And I'm not just praying, I'm putting due diligence to what I'm doing. But people don't look at things that way.
Talking about, positioning yourself in a place where people think you are belittling yourself reminds me of one young man that was found in a store. He's a graduate. What he does is like he go there, he serve. It's not that he's working, he's just helping, like volunteering. So when you buy stuff, it's a big shop that when you buy stuff, he help people to just carry it to the car, and stuff. So one day, a senator came and then he bought stuff in the store, and then this guy, helped him, carry everything there. And then one day, he asked the guy. He's like, what's your qualification? He said he's a graduate. This is what he read. He now said, okay. He now talked to the guy with the store. He said, this guy is living here. He's going with me. All this while that this person was coming to the shop, he was observing how the guy was treating other customers. There are some people, is when they see you buy like bulky things, they imagine this must be a
I'll
big
get
man.
a tip.
Yes, but like every customer, there's a way. Even if you buy little, like that's how he picked that guy, and then from there, he became the number one, like a personal, like anything that you want to do, you must come through the guy. He just met the guy. The store.
Diligence.
You understand? So when you just say that, you just let me just connect, and I know people that know the story, will really connect to it, and the person is doing well. You see, I want to look at life this way. You are alive because you see or you imagine whatever you call life, and you even talk about it simply is because you are living. Imagine you are not existing. You can't talk life. So the life is you. Because if you look at it that way, then you will know is what is coming out from you that your like mind see it as life. If something positive is coming out from you, then your like mind will see, yes, this is life. and this is what life is giving. But if negativity is what you dish out, people of your like mind will sit down and discuss negativity and think that is life, and life ends there. So it starts with you. But there's something about it. When you are born, you are just there. Now is the other people now that are putting in you. So you can say people now are putting, like, if not 99%. The moment you start differentiating between the good and the evil, life starts with you. That is when whatever you have taken in, all the negativity, then that's when you begin to cut them off. You begin to cut them off. And then now you will start giving that life yourself, because now you understood life in the context or in the angle of good and evil. So it's just a matter of choice. Even the life itself is just a matter of choice. Now, okay, your parent will tell you, don't do this, don't do that. Your parent will tell you, okay, the way to success is you have to be diligent in what you are doing, you have to be obedient, you have to be respectful. This is the principle of life. And then it's from there you pick it up, and then you start giving out. The moment you understood life, in this way, like, okay, this is good, this is evil. But sometimes it's quite unfortunate, sir. It's quite unfortunate, because even the people that you are thinking will give you something to start life with in a positive note. That's the foundation. It's even faulty. Yes, because growing up, you are just being pampered with negativity, not knowing. Because some people carry negativity and they run with it, thinking
That's the way to life.
that's the way
That's
to
the way
life.
to live.
You understand? That's why we some of us, not all, grew up with this mentality that is why you find out today some people are saying no grief for anybody. Yes, because some people are thinking that it's a positive vibe. No, it's annoying. It's annoying. If you say that, what is your position as a Christian? Because if Jesus took every nonsense, permit me to use this word, took every nonsense to the cross, is those nonsense are the things that took him to the cross. He bear them, he tolerate them, and you are saying no grief for anybody. Imagine when he was in the Pilate's palace, and then Pilate asked him, say, "Are you God?" And he slapped him. How can you ask me that nonsense question knowing that can't you see? Are you okay? You get it. Just imagine what will happen at that moment. I'm sorry. These are like
No, I'm just thinking. That somebody will come and say, "Are you the HOP? Why are you talking to me like that?" Say, "No, it's your father that is the HOP. Why are you looking at me? And you know I'm HOP and you're asking if I'm HOP." Sambo.
Sir. Yes, sir.
The earlier people change what they believe, because that is your source of income. Your job is not your source of income. It's what you believe. If you believe
I had to look at the presenters, whether it's Zoro Matasao.
because if you see your job as your source of income, you will fail. You fail. It's your belief. What is your driving force? Because we see people working in the same place, but we can measure, we can quantify their lives. Things are going on well for Solo. Prudence is not happy. If it's by salary, haven't we seen people who earn more than the others looking like they are the cleaners in an organization? It's what you believe. It's what you tell yourself. It's who you are. That job is just extra. But it's everything to you, but it's extra. Because you have a mind that controls what you do at work. But if you leave what people do to control you at work, it will be seen as life throwing dirt at you. It will so frustrate you. You see, there are people that are sitting down now watching this show and are thinking, or listening to me, or are thinking, if I had known, I wouldn't have opened up to Joyce Jakarta the way I did. opening up to her armed her to deal with me the way and she's doing it. If I had known that day that I made that comment at that birthday party at work, I would have sat quietly. If I had known, I wouldn't have been close to this guy. If I had known when they changed my department, I shouldn't have. If I had known, why? Impulse. That point when they were talking, when you collected that letter, when you said the things you said, impulse. So when you start talking, you don't weigh the words, you don't sieve them, you don't care. And when the repercussions come, life is throwing dirt at me.
There's that.
There is no way possible. There's no way possible on earth you will relate to people and it will not be consequential. There's no way. Anybody you relate to, there will be consequences. The consequences may not be detrimental, but there are still consequences. If it will make you think, if I had known, I shouldn't have told Prudence this, or I shouldn't have visited Prudence, or I shouldn't have escorted Prudence to that place, or I shouldn't have. Why did I go there? Why did they see me with her there? Anyway, next time I've learned. That's a consequence. That's a consequence. Most of the time, if we can just mind our own business, if we can, then we will be far from being found for any form of insubordination of any type. Of any type. Life does not throw dirt. You just see dirt coming and you embrace it. That's what you do. Why? Because you have spoken too long with people you shouldn't have spoken to. You have flocked too long with people you don't have business being with. You have talked with people. You have said things. You have spoken against. You have done so. You have opened that trash can to say, "Hey, dump refuse here." We used to see place, no dumping of refuse, no dumping of refuse. And even if you want to, you will check. Is there anybody coming?
There's a fine attached to it.
There's a fine attached to it. Is there anybody coming? You throw and you run.
You see, some of the death that comes to us are self-inflicted. A lot of times they are self-inflicted.
Like Joyce, all.
You know why I don't want to say all? Because when you
It's
lost a
sandpaper.
loved one, for example, it's not something you prepare for. It happens. There are companies or the organization you work with, and probably their capacity to continue paying you is no longer there. Maybe they don't make sales like they used to, and they decide that the best thing they do is just to reduce the number of staff that they have, and you fall into that. And you're like, why is life happening to me? There are people that will decide, okay, I want to grow, I want to be bigger, I want to be better. And then they invest in certain businesses or invest in certain self-development. At the end of the day, they expect that they create their own, let's say, jobs, or they open their organizations, and maybe government policies and other things happen to them, and they just lost all of that. So that's why I'm saying some are self-inflicted, and then there are some that just happen to you. You didn't prepare for
Why would losing
it.
a job be life throwing dirt at you?
You didn't plan for that.
But the point is, losing the job is not losing your knowledge.
Of course.
So why?
And you see,
You know,
that's why we're
you see,
discussing
people
this.
must grow to the level of knowing that anything that God allows to happen in your life is because He has a better plan for you.
So you see, there are people that have that idea or that knowledge that when it happens, God has a better plan for
You
me.
see,
There are people that
if they
don't
have
have
been
that
watching
knowledge.
today's life, they would have learned, because this is a school all by itself. You cannot sit down and think, this is all that is left of my life. No. No. Sir, even in Jos, there are areas. If this area does not work, you move to the other area. In this, okay, let me be practical with you, Joyce. After this show, you see that there is a letter that says you are no more a staff of Ekwa Television. Please just tell me, where will you go and kill yourself? Just tell me the area where you go and kill yourself.
That can never be an option.
It might take you aback. It might be like, so what did I do? Is this just losing a job.
Mm.
Well, give me a letter of recommendation because I did well here.
Mm.
And then you leave.
Mm.
And then you start thinking, okay, now that I don't have this, I have a month to put myself together. And I have to put my CV here, put my CV here, put my CV here. You have these options because the options exist. You have the options in your mind because the options exist. Imagine that Equa TV is the only TV station in Africa. You don't have options of working in another TV station, but you have options of either learning a trade, or you have the option of going back to be better at hair making, or you have the option of going back to join the hair and cloth, or you have option of thinking of something else. But if there are other TV stations that exist, then your option will exist based on their existence.
You know exactly the essence of this conversation, so that people will know that, see, life does not end because you lost something.
Or it doesn't end around your vicinity.
Of course. And you see, you asked another question earlier on. Can we see life? Life is not something you see and you say, sit down, let's converse. Why are you throwing this at me? Why are you doing? Life will not even ask you if I should take
life
your
happens to you based on decisions that you have made.
There's something
you are the life.
Your life,
what you throw at yourself. You said.
So there was something I grew up with from one of the movies I watched, and I love that saying. Said, when God closes the door, somewhere He opens a window. So even if at that moment it seems like there's no way, it seems bleak. Sometimes things just maybe as you said, for instance, someone who hasn't thought of an option outside what he's doing already, and in our country where everybody is always complaining that there's no employment, and the previous government coming out to say something like there's no space in the government for you to work anymore, and things like that. When everything seems bleak, there's always hope. Like, it might not even seem like there is hope, but the fact that you're alive is hope enough. There's something you can do with your hand to get up and continue living. It's just a momentary thing. It's something that I always chant. It's a momentary thing, even if I'm,
Prudence, I really want people to see that most of there are things you don't plan for and it happens to you. But when it happens, see it as a fertilizer. Take, for example, the practical dirt that literally, when it's like fertilizer. When you throw a seed on it, it grows. It grows. But think about throwing a seed on a rock, like on a clean rock. Nothing happens to it. There are people that got hurt by people that they thought that these are the ones I drew closer to me. These are people that I invested in. This is somebody I trusted. And this is what this person is doing to me. So there are moments that you'll be hated. How can you ever think that everybody around you will like you? So there are people that will not like your decisions. There are people that will not even like your pattern of life. That even choose to be a Christian. You do not know that there are people that are being killed because they are Christians. So life will happen to you. There are certain decisions that you will take that are actually consequential to you. That's why sometimes some of the things we go through are self-inflicted. Like, think about you going through life without having plans. Things will happen to you. Or think about it that you are at a crossroad and you are like, since the roads are just so many, I will just go back. That's what certain people do. Instead of pushing ourselves forward, we pull ourselves back. So things will definitely happen. There are times that, okay, you plan that I would like my life to go this way, and then policies will come, change of government will happen, decisions will be taken that you don't have the privilege to give your own input, and it will affect you because you're under that umbrella.
True.
What do you do at that point? Life goes on. I've seen people that decided to quit, and that's the point. Don't quit. You don't have to quit. The most successful people that you see today, at some point in their life, they went through those chains. It's not just only you that these things are happening to. You got disappointed. You got hated. People said a lot of bad things about you. See, sometimes I think of some of these politicians and think of leaders, and how are you coping? You go on social media and see how people insult them. Like, you take this way, people are against you. You take this other way, people are against you. But see, they keep going. Because if you want to be picking
That's
stones
also
and be true,
self-inflicted.
do you
You
understand?
didn't do the right thing. That's why you are, even though
So there are some
whether
that
you do the right thing or
they
not,
will
there are
still
people
not
that
do
will.
it.
People that
But
will
you
say-
know what? It will get to a point because I saw somebody who did not do anything for his community as a senator, and he went to the community with 120 million naira jeep, and then they stoned him like they destroyed that car. The guy escaped narrowly, you know. But the point is, if you make 100 million monthly, why would you not spend 30 million your own and take 70 million to your community? Do that regularly. It doesn't have to be big. That is what. That is
Even
what.
if
That
you
is.
switch it and spend the 30
No,
million.
no. Let's be fair. Let's be
Even
fair
if
to
I'm
the
just saying,
people.
even if it's the
10
30
million.
million.
Because
you're
I
using-
see people who say, we didn't want to talk about politicians since
Mm.
you brought it, thank God. I see
Well,
people who say people mutane so many yawa. People are too much for me. Okay, you look for these people. You promise them during your campaign that your doors will be open.
Mhm.
Why are you putting Sakata now? Why are you locking the door now? You understand? I heard somebody say, Kai, that people are too much, that he will just travel to Abuja and go and rest.
Wow.
I said, Aya. You have to be prepared for this journey before you start making these promises. You understand? When Joyce was saying, she said a lot of things that are very meaningful. And people that are watching, learn to inform yourself about this life. Inform yourself. Be deliberate about your prosperity. Be deliberate about your daily work. Be routinely create things for yourself. What if this fails? Okay, I can always go back to this. You remember in the Garden of Eden, God put 4 streams for Adam and Eve, and he said in case one dries up. And God has the power not to make it dry up. God says, okay, do you want to eat this? That's the tree. Do you want this? That they didn't have to farm. They just have to just be in that garden and enjoy life until they thought otherwise. Until till today, people are still thinking otherwise. God says this is the way to get this to work. But people are like, there are better ways to make it happen. Spice up your wedding. Spice up your marriage. Read 6 ways to keep a healthy relationship by a divorcee. Do you understand? Most of the things, haven't you seen the people that said, have you been to a park before you want to travel? See the people that are selling books to you.
100 ways to be rich.
See the people that are selling books to you. So if these people are rich, they will not sell books. Read your own book and become prospered. You know, carry the prosperity from your own book so that you don't have to. You say you want to help others. You know, honestly, I don't know how true. I saw recently that the person who wrote the story, Rich Dad, Poor,
Poor dad. Rich dad, poor dad.
something like that. It was
There's
a movie,
book
right?
like that.
There's a movie like that too.
Oh.
Huh?
I'm just sure about the book.
I know about the book.
Aha. I think the book was translated into a movie. They say that the person is in debt, that is about 10 billion or so, or $10 million debt. I saw it online yesterday. What happened to that knowledge of prosperity? You see, you have to keep happening to life. Don't let life happen to you. Wake up and happen to things. You don't wait for things to happen to you. You happen to them. Sometimes they say, let the sleeping dog, what? No, wake it up once in a while. Wake it up. When it tears you, when it fights you, you see how not to fight next time or how to avoid the dog and how to. You have to see that. You have to see that this life will not stop handing you lemons. But you have to learn how to make lemonade with these lemons. There is nothing, even this dirt that life is throwing at you. Let's assume that you were careless and you left the garbage can open and then they dumped refuse there. Have you ever heard of recycling? They recycle dirts and then they turn them into stuff and then they become yes.
Just like the seed that would just grow, bear
Y-
fruit.
Yes.
Turn
So
that
just
dirt to fertilizer to
don't
strength.
think of my life is gone. Your life is not attached to wealth. It's not attached to this. These are things that come to make you happy, to make you feel fulfilled. Should they not come are you less fulfilled as a person? Remember the people who have this thing in abundance that you're looking for, but they have been in the hospital bedridden for 2 years. Would you want us to swap this position, give you all the things that they have as well as their conditions? No.
I think
No.
sometimes people need to just walk down the neighborhood and see how people are even struggling for a place to sleep. How people are struggling to just get a square
Joyce,
meal. Go to the
let
hospital.
me tell
and
you.
see
Let
how-
me tell you something. I gave someone lift.
Mm.
We live in the same area. He has cars, about two. I see him about 2 or 3 cars.
Mm.
So I gave him a lift. So I was like, "What happened to your car? You don't feel like driving today?" Say, "My brother." When you hear that, my brother, immediately he said, "My brother." I just said, "To how much do I have? Let's. We are definitely going to share this money in my pocket." He say, 1 liter 700. Where am I going to? He said they sold the other cars. The other one people are pricing anyhow. Say, "My brother, will we make it in this regime?" I said, "Why did I this morning? Why did I give you know
Start
people
hearing.
people your life is like you are a battery and people start draining you with the negative things that they say. But once they leave, you should look for positive things to refuel yourself. He said, "This country, do you know people that are dying? Now people are dying, no. Go to Abuja, people are selling their houses, people are selling their cars, people are selling this, people are selling that. It's not easy, oh. Can we, my brother, will we make it in this regime?"
You know what I find funny is that people are selling and there are people that are buying. So,
Of course, because you have to be
why not-
deliberate. Me, I wake up every day thinking, what will be the impact today? Not the impact that life will cause on me, the life that I will cause, the impact that I will cause on my life. But everybody is waking up. This work, if it's not by force, Allah doesn't quantify but chagidana. But you see, that's the only thing that gives you money. Either you do business or you work. These are the only 2 things that will give you money. Or you steal. But nobody makes money from not dreaming. No. You have to dream. My dream is to go to work every day. That's a dream. My dream is to become the GM of Equa TV. That's a dream. My dream is to become the president of Equa. That's a dream. My dream is to become the leader of my community. That's a dream. My dream is, but you know what? That is an empty dream. Why is it empty? Because all you want to be is the GM. That's all. What is the reason why the dream will not be empty? That is the reason why you want to be that thing. I want to be a senator. It's an empty dream. Because now we want to know why the dream is not empty. The reason why the dream is not empty is because you have identified the problems in your senatorial zone. And these are the plans that you have in helping people out. And this is the strategy you want to use. If you can do that, that dream is not empty anymore. You want to be GM of Equa TV? Yes. Why? Is it a small thing to have a parking space? That's the reason. Let me just drive. Let me have a parking space to myself. Let them give me official car. Let me have a driver. Let me come and say, you people sleep here. You people do this. But you don't know. That is an empty dream. Do you know that there is a TV called Equa? Yes. Do you know that there are people watching in millions? Yes. What do you want to show them? Of what impact is that program you are showing? How do you want to cater for the people that are working there? How do you want to run all the activities in that place without stepping on toes, without making people angry, most of all making God happy? Tell us. You know, okay, are you technically inclined? If this thing spoils, can you fix it? Or if this goes this way, can you fix it without the station spending money? What are the things that you do to keep bringing money? What are your projections? What are you going to do? Can you sacrifice? Yes, I can. Okay, then it's not an empty dream. But people wake up and they just like, Joyce's husband just gave her 2 million for her business. You don't know. Maybe he gave her 500,000 one time, and she multiplied it to bring 5 million to the house. So he has given 2 million now because he's hoping that 20 million will come. You start fighting with your husband. People are giving their wives this. Look at me in your house. You have not done anything for me. And then you say, okay, take. In your mind, you know that you just throw money to the, but you just say take. And then nothing happens. You know, people should not be empty. This information that you see, unfortunately, there are people that are even tired of receiving information. There are people that are tired. When you start talking, they say, he's going to disturb us now with long talk. Meanwhile, this is what fertilizes your dream. You just want to live a regular life. And then when somebody passes by with a big car, you say, na Yahoo. We know. They go put their hand for something. We know. It's not.
I honestly, there are times that I just sit and I pray to God. I've seen people hurt. I've seen people disappointed. I've seen people cry. I've had such moments. But you see, we have to outgrow it. Now, I'm talking about things you didn't bring upon yourself, but it happens to you. You have to know that it's part of life. Life will not ask you about those things before coming. But don't stay at, people tell you, I'm going through hell. If I'm going through hell, why should I remain in the hell? I should grow out of the hell. I should move out of it. Even when it means that push yourself, you have to just push yourself out of it. Why will I be going through hell and remain in the hell? So know that all of these things will happen. Even there are people that lose their loved ones, and you see them, they are broken, they are shattered. In fact, they cut off from their dreams. There are people that even maybe they're in school and then you just hear of the death of your family member and they just quit. They just quit from their job. They quit from whatever they are doing because they tell you that I can't take it. Losing my dad, losing my mom, but you see, if you are a Christian, for example, and you know that it's part of the life, it will happen. A day will definitely come that is set aside for everybody. When your time comes, you go. Then when it happens to you, you know that for that particular event, it has already been scheduled to happen. And you keep moving. Not that you allow it to just keep you stagnated and you just quit on life. Because somebody I trusted so much decided to turn his back on me or her back on me, and I decided that that's the end of life. Let it be the fertilizer that will push me to grow and become a better version of myself. I've seen people that turn disappointment to success. Like they didn't allow what happened to them to make them remain low. But they saw opportunities. Like if this door closed, another one will open. And that is why you keep, as you live your life, don't just live it like that without any plan, without being deliberate about purpose and goal. You don't just live without that. With purpose comes planning. With planning, you add work. Then there's no way you will not succeed. But sometimes we don't even know the purpose. Like I said yesterday, purpose is static. You have a purpose, that is the purpose of your life. But you can have a plan and it doesn't work. You change. You can change plans. I come through this way, I didn't get to my destination. There's another route I can take as well. So when a year ends, for example, and I didn't achieve what I wanted to achieve, I'm starting another year, then I can try another plan. I was conversing with a friend yesterday. I was trusting God for something, and I was saying that, see, if this thing happen, fine. If it doesn't happen, I'm at peace. I'm at peace. Does that mean that I will not plan? Does that mean I will not prepare? Does that mean I should just give up on life? No. I can change plans.
I'm at
Joyce,
peace
have you
doesn't mean
ever-
the
have
end
you
of the
ever-
road.
All of you, have you ever lost money?
Yes.
I'm not talking about 2008. I'm talking about plenty money. There was a time I lost money. I felt like, then something just asked me, said, is it not you that worked the money to come? You can still work it out.
Yeah. There's life.
So I had plans on that money. I had plans on that money. And when the money was coming, I lost. A friend of mine lost. We did the business together. He lost. And then one of our friends that was not too close to us also lost. Till tomorrow, I still think of it, not because I am in pain. It is sad that I lost it. But I still think of it. I say, but look at me. I have survived it. Is there anything else I cannot survive? When my father died, I didn't think of anything. But when responsibility started piling up on me, all I still can say is that I'll get over it. I'll get over it. It's not even money. I'm talking about certain decisions that you have to make as a man in the family and make everybody follow the decision. I'm talking about things that your father would have handled. you are the one handling right now. So you have to be deliberate. You have to be intentional about growth, because this life that you see, it will give you plenty things.
Some people look at you and say you are just hardened.
But
You're
I
just
wasn't born
hardened.
this way.
You're
I
just
wasn't born
hardened.
this way because my decision to enjoy life will not make me go down.
And you see, so talking about growing in life, and then earlier we established, because when you are young, you observe from the older ones. That is why even the life you don't live life in isolation. You don't live life in isolation. We learn from each other. You are not created for yourself. You are created for somebody. So you should know that God is trying that you should bring that thing that will impact somebody. So that's the reason why you are created. So you have to bring that thing that you know it will impact somebody, because it's not about you this time around. But when growing, somebody is giving out that impact, that knowledge is pouring in you, expecting you will grow in it and better that and purify it, so that when dishing out, you will dish out something better. You understand? That is when you're talking about positivity. That's why I said some people miss it in the beginning, because even when they are pouring in, thinking they will refine it when growing and make it better, they were filled with wrong information.
You can outgrow
so the
it.
issue
You
of
can
growth,
outgrow it.
So you see, the issue of growth now comes with learning. How open is your mind, for you to take things that will make you better, even as you are thinking that you want to give life, something better. How open are you? Then you have to be open, and you have to surround yourself with positive people. It is important. That's why I say life is not. You are not an island. You understand? But this time around is the issue of choice. You open your mind because you want to take better things, so that when you are dishing out, you dish something that is more better.
And
so it is very important. It is very key for us to understand this and know that you are the life, and what you are giving out this time around, when you are grown, when you take a lot of knowledge by growing yourself. You talked about impacting yourself, growing yourself. That's when the growth comes. So when you grow yourself with that knowledge, and the time you are dishing out, that time, this time around, what you took in, now you are giving like 90% of what you have taken. Now you are giving out 90 to the people. You are leaving 10 with you, because you are created for those people. So imagine your decision is wrong. It's a matter of choice. When they are in the Garden of Eden, just imagine.
Who are they?
Adam and Eve. You
I
understand?
thought you were talking about women fellowship.
We're talking about our people.
See the choice. When they notice they are naked, the next thing they were thinking is not fig leaves. That doesn't even last. When you talk about the quality, you understand? Because it just takes some few hours and then it dries up, and then you go and start looking. That means before whatever you find out they have finished the whole
The leaves, and there's nothing. There's
You
no
know
fruit.
what's interesting is someone said this one time, that it's not what someone does to you, or what I'm paraphrasing now. I'm adding to what the person said. Said if it's not what someone says to you, or what circumstance you find yourself in, that people judge, or even God judges at the end of the day. It's how you react in that circumstance that you found yourself. So even when you feel like things are creeping, the world, everything is just pushing you
Crushing.
in and coming in at you, and it seems hopeless, it's how you react. How do you just become timid and go back into your shell like the snail or the armadillo, and just cover yourself and try to hide under all those things, and at the end of the day
give
you give
excuses.
yes, you end up giving excuses and all that? Or do you get up and actually fight back? Let's go ahead. Okay, so this is what you want to throw at me. Let's see how who is resilient enough. Let's see who is more who is stronger, who is going to make it at the end of the day. So all these things boils down to what we define life as, and how you have defined your life to be, and also what is your driving force in this life that you're living. Because if you're not even focused on all those things, and you just focus on what the life is bringing from the outside, then definitely you're going to end up crashing. And it was a beautiful session. I loved everything that we just did, and I really enjoyed today's episode. Thank you so much for doing this with me. Thank you, crew, camera people, our editor, everybody. Thank you so much for staying tuned. Thank you, viewer, for staying tuned and doing this with us. Thank you, Echo Executives, for also allowing us to do this. It's beautiful, and it's always lovely to talk things that are really affecting us. It is key to know that life is what you make it to be at the end of the day. So take that in your heart and in your mind as you continue your day today, and we hope that you join us again tomorrow. Have a beautiful, beautiful, wonderful day ahead. Bye.